Hey, Pete.
Hey.
What's your average mile time?
Miles per hour?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pathetic. I'm Adam Maness,
And I'm Peter Martin.
and you're listening to the You'll Hear It podcast.
Daily jazz advice coming at you.
Now, why would I care about your average mile time?
Well, I can tell you, like, when I'm driving, I just did a drive from Memphis to St. Louis yesterday, actually. So my is that what we're talking about?
That is not what we're talking
I
about.
average, now that I made it past the Arkansas State Troopers, I can tell you my approximate speed was 77 miles per hour.
They're serious
Hello.
down there.
They are serious.
Ooh, they got those big, like, cowboy hat style
That's
state
right.
trooper hats.
You're not from around here, are you?
You look a little bit different.
That's right.
Sorry. Shout out to our Arkansas listeners.
That's right. What's up, Little Rock?
My family's from Arkansas, so I can say these things.
That's right.
Yeah,
I spent a lot of. It's a beautiful state.
It is
I got to
beautiful
tell you
state.
though, the condition of Interstate 55 in Arkansas is subpar.
I agree.
I got to complain about that, man. I thought I had a flat tire. I actually pulled over to check my.
And it was
tires.
just the highway
It was
condition. Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, no, we're not talking about driving. We're talking about running. We have a user question from Cyan. Cyan?
Like the color cyan.
Yeah, I think so.
Like the primary color?
It's like the primary color. Hey, guys, I love the podcast. Thank you very much. I was wondering if you could do an episode on some great tunes, new and old, that are fast enough to run to. I have a few tunes that I listen to motivate me, to motivate myself to run faster, like Lincoln Jazz Orchestra's recording of Main Stem.
Maybe Lincoln Center.
Yeah, Lincoln Center Jazz Orchestra's recording.
LCJO.
But I'd love to build a playlist that I would enjoy, helped me to develop my ear. You know, maybe we can turn our little list here into a playlist for folks.
That would be cool.
We'll put it in the link there. You can go to our playlist of tunes for running.
Okay, I'm gonna make a note of that so that doesn't become one of those things we promise people and don't deliver on.
We've never
that we're
done
famous
that.
For.
No, we're going to make a Spotify playlist for you, CN.
Yeah.
But also keep me running fastish. I often fall back on Latin stuff for this, but I'd like to not do that all the time. Doesn't have to be big band. No, nothing has to be big band.
No, I'm trying to think. I don't know that that's normal. I have some good playlists, and I'm just going to look through and maybe we both can. But I'm thinking big band. That's nothing that I ever have an inclination to listen to. But that you know, to his point, is like you got to find stuff that works for you. And I don't know speed. It's funny because even for me, the speed, I do understand that for me, it's more like certain parts of the run you don't want to be at that slower tempo. But it sounds like he's looking for up tempo all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, man, I think I'm just a little weird when I run. I like to listen to really avant-garde stuff when I run, even like not jazz, but you know, like I'll listen to like some minimalist composers and stuff. I don't know why, but it keeps me going.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Well,
But
for me,
I'm not running at all right now because I strained my calf. Did I tell you about this?
You did, yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. You didn't tell them about it, though.
I strained my calf.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all they care.
It's a drag.
Well, the thing, too, is for me, I realized that occasionally I like really heavy, steady groove music.
Yeah.
But usually I have a funny thing, like he's talking about the tempo of running. Like it's very hard to line up your cadence of your run exactly with the beat, and I don't really like to do that.
Yeah, I don't either.
So maybe that's why you like the minimalist stuff where there isn't as much groove going on.
It's true. So I do have like a Daft Punk running playlist,
Nice.
you know, like a EDM kind of running playlist,
Yeah.
and you do start to cadence yourself off of like the bass drum there, but it's not great all the time because it's either too slow
It'll
or
lock
too
you
fast.
in. It's like a treadmill. It locks you in, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's. Okay. Well, I'm going to go through a couple. Maybe we'll just trade off that I actually run to and enjoy doing it. And these are mostly fast, but I'm going to throw a couple of other kind of ones in there too, just for fun. The first is "Inevitable Outcome" from the Yellow Jackets. What record is that from? That's from. I'll have it in just a second. I'm kind of blanking on that one. I think their most recent record.
Cool.
But that's a great track. It's always like I'll have it sort of thrown in. I do a lot of random playlists when I'm running, so it'll just sort of come up in there at a time. It always kind of brings a smile on my face, gives me a little inspiration to push forward.
Yeah.
Definitely got some great energy, some really high level playing, going in and out of some nice grooves, real like subtle stuff, and then harder hitting everything. Kind of classic fusion.
Yeah.
I hate to even use the word fusion with them in a way because there's so much more than that.
I think it's totally applicable to the Yellow Jackets. For
Good
sure.
fusion.
Good fusion.
Good
I
fusion.
mean, my first choice is a little bit of a fusion thing. It's Spider from Herbie Hancock's Secrets record. The dun dun. It just always gets me amped, man.
Right.
It's super funky. It's a great road solo. and the groove just always gets me like that's an important pick for the playlist for me is the first song.
Yes.
I usually
sets the tone, right?
I walk a little bit before I run. I'll walk for like 5 minutes. I'll have like a little easygoing, maybe singer-songwriter.
Yep.
Kind of clear my head.
Nice.
Walking song, but the first running song, I need some like Rocky style.
Right.
It's
on now.
Yeah, like we're about
it's
to.
It's on like a prawn at the break of dawn.
Totally.
Yeah. Time to strain a calf up in here. Okay, so Inevitable Outcome is from Coherence, by the way, that album. And we'll list them all at the end.
Yeah.
With our best practices here.
Yep.
Okay, so next I'm going to go with, as I said, like for me, it's not always about the up-tempo. And especially for longer runs, I kind of like when you're sort of getting into that part of the run where you're not quite grinding yet, but you're hitting a good pace. You're not really pushing. Maybe it's about halfway through and you're just sort of into the rhythm of the run.
Yep.
I like kind of going with a ballad, one that I'll throw in there a lot. Or if it comes on randomly, it's kind of good timing is Old Folks, Miles Davis, Wynton Kelly, beautiful ballad, great sound, kind of just sound all around you with the great Jimmy Cobb brushes there and everything. Really relaxed. And for me, I don't know, maybe it does slow me down a little bit, but it's at the right time. It's just sort of gliding along.
If you can hit it at the right time, that's a pro tip right there, because you need some kind of contrast occasionally between all the just like, or else that just becomes background noise.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you hit a nice ballad, first of all, you ever get reflective on your runs where you're just running and you're not thinking about much, and then like Old Folks comes on, and then you're like,
I start thinking about Old Folks. Is that too literal?
What am I doing with my life? Oh, I'm running. Oh crap.
You know where I get especially reflective is when I run by a reflective pool in a park or something.
You stop and stare at your...
Yeah.
So after Old Folks, if a tune like Gazzelloni from Eric Dolphy comes on, then you're really amped. So Gazzelloni is from Out to Lunch. It's like a really fast tempo swinger. I mean, that whole record actually swings harder than you might think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just makes me feel gazelle-ish.
Right.
And like it's very light on its feet as a tune.
I see that. Gazzelloni, right.
Love that track. That's a steady rotation on it.
Which kind of gazelle does it make you feel like? There's several types of gazelles.
Parker's?
Parker's gazelle?
I don't know if that's the one. I don't think that's
one. Cool. Okay. So next, I'm going to go with this is a long track, deep cut, Beethoven's Seventh Symphony.
Beethoven's Seventh. Oh wait, that's not the
one. Beethoven's Seventh has a lot of really pushing up tempo stuff. Of course, there's a lot of contrast, especially in that first movement. But now this is one that's good for a long run where it's the whole journey. And I've done this a lot to certain routes that I do, like Forest Park in St. Louis. It works really well because sometimes it's around the length, the entire piece.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of contrast. You're going to get some slower parts in there, but there's a lot of back and forth, and it's just, man, what a great thing to be able to listen to that all the way from beginning to end. When you're out on your run.
Yeah.
So that's kind of becomes your entire playlist.
And again, Beethoven was so great at structuring this and the flow of. I feel like an idiot. Oh yeah, Beethoven is very good at structuring the flow.
Right.
God, obviously, no, but like even though there are slow parts, there are parts then that get you even more amped up and ready to go. I think that's a great pick.
So if you need just the harder driving tempos, faster tempos constantly, any symphony is not going to be the way to go because you're going to have the lulls and the back and forth. So this is kind of a specific thing, but it works really well for me sometimes.
Excellent. For my last pick, I'm going to go with Countdown from John Coltrane's Giant Steps album. Most of the tune is just saxophone and drums, and it's very, very fast. But it's just, he's so burning, and there's so much energy. And then when he comes in with the melody and the bass comes in at the end, I don't run faster. That's a strain your calf moment.
Right,
because I'm just so pumped up by that point and ready to go, and I feel so good, and it's so happy. It's such a happy song, Countdown.
Could that even become like a countdown to the end of the run, maybe? Like your last couple miles?
It's definitely, you definitely need to save that one. Don't start out your run like that, or else you're not going to be able to run your faster and longer distances, you know what I mean?
Right. So we'll have this placed correctly in our playlist.
I think towards the end for sure.
If we do the playlist.
Do you do any cool down music? Ever?
Well, sometimes, a lot of times I'm just kind of listening to whatever I still was listening to. I've never done any specific cool down music. That would be really cool, though, to program it that much. I have my playlists on random almost all the time, so I don't even have them placed within the run with any kind of thing.
Sometimes
I listen to podcasts a lot, too. So
nice.
Depending on the mood I'm in.
Yeah, I could see that. sometimes I do. I'll like pick a song, and then I'm like, that's when I'm going to stop running, and I'll start cooling down, or decrease my tempo.
Yeah,
that's my cool down song, and then by
right.
the next song, I'm finished.
I got one more too, but just to ask you a question: do you always have music on when you're running? Yeah, me
and
neither.
in fact, I think that it's good to not have music when I'm running a lot of times because. Sometimes I like to listen to my body, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially if I'm trying to push myself. Sometimes I won't do music and I'll just really try to focus on your breath or whatever.
Yep.
Sometimes I just want to like think about stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Think about life.
Not a lot going on up there, but sometimes I want to pretend like there is.
Yeah, I know. I find it a really good time. I get different ideas and sometimes it's so many that I'm like trying to keep track of all of them. So if I'm listening to anything, it almost gets distracting. But so the last couple ones I was thinking about, and these come up just because they're some of my favorite tracks, and I have them in a lot of playlists, and so they're always randomly popping up, and they always feel good when I'm running.
Yeah.
And that is Thermo, and This Is for Albert. But really anything from Art Blakey's Caravan record, those are both on there. And, those have a lot of energy, got the tempo going.
That whole record from start to finish would be a great running record.
It is good. It would be, yeah, absolutely. You could listen to the whole thing. It'd be a nice little vibe there. And then, Freddie Hubbard, a lot of just energy in his playing, and Blakey, of course, just sort of talking about driving your run,
Yeah, that's great, man. Great call.
Yeah.
Well, Cyan, hope this helps. We'll go through here and let's list these, Pete, one more time, start to finish.
Yeah, so first we have Inevitable Outcome on Coherence by the Yellow Jackets.
Spider from Herbie Hancock's Secrets album.
And then Old Folks on Miles Davis, Someday My Prince Will Come.
Gazzelloni. Gazzelloni from Eric Dolphy's Out to Lunch.
I recommend that with a marinara sauce as well. Beethoven's Seventh Symphony, there's a lot of great versions. I think the one I have on there most, I've got several on my device, and but the Sir Simon Rattle with the Vienna Philharmonic.
Who?
That's a great one.
Sounds like a shabby band to me.
Exactly.
Then we have Countdown from John Coltrane's Giant Steps album.
Right. And then we talked about Thermo, and This Is for Albert. Albert.
Yeah.
On Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers Caravan.
Awesome stuff. So we're going to put a playlist together on Spotify, and we'll share the link with that in the description here. So check that out if you want to run to Peter and Adam's jazz running playlist.
That's right. Do we need to do like a disclaimer for calf injuries that are caused from our playlist? We're not responsible for any injuries, but we are responsible for any great things that happen in your life.
Yeah. If your mile times go down, we'll take credit for that. But just make sure to stretch your calves before you go.
Yeah. And look, I got a little. Do you know about my hashtag? Have I invited you into my Jazz Runners hashtag Jazz Runners?
No.
Sorry, man. See, that's why we get together and talk like this.
All right.
Yeah. Please join me with hashtag Jazz Runners. We got a little movement going on.
Cool.
Got Sean Jones, jumping in there.
Oh, nice.
Sean is. Yeah, we could do an episode on Jazz Runners.
I'd love to do that. All right, cool. Well,
I got one more thing.
Oh, what do you got?
Yeah. So we're going to start doing. We've had a lot of great discussions about Actually, you know what? Let's talk about it tomorrow. This will be a good little cliffhanger. No. You got to tune in tomorrow to hear my great
continued.
To be continued.
Ooh, you'll hear it.